The oldest wise men do not know how to delete destination from Lexus SatNav. Looking for a comfortable, quiet and economical executive sedan? Here's the new Lexus ES.
Lexus ES plays in one league with Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, Mercedes-Benz E-Class or Volvo S90. They are all just a few centimeters shy of 5 meters in length, they all have 180-something centimeters in width, and they are all about 145 centimeters high. Lexus has the shortest wheelbase at 287 centimeters, and BMW 5 Series leads with 11 centimeters more. You may be wondering what happened to the GS. ES is based on the Toyota Avalon, and the GS is the old Toyota Aristo. ES is front-wheel drive and GS is rear-wheel drive. ES is more about comfort and GS is more about sporty handling. I'm not going to be the one to call BS on that, but Lexus execs probably realized it's going to be easier to sell comfort, and so in Europe the ES replaced the GS.
Can I feel any substantial difference between the two? No, not really. They are similar to drive, they look similar. The ES is slightly larger, but not by a great margin. Both are comfortable, quiet, well screwed together. Imagine a very brave Mercedes-Benz W124 facelift.
By the way, the center console does have a 90s Sony stereo vibe, and this is where Lexus designers should have called it a day. Unfortunately, they didn't, and they designed the worst infotainment system in the industry, with a touchpad to select functions on this rather elegant-looking screen.
Unfortunately, your average Lexus buyer may have problems aiming at the touchpad, let alone actually using it to press anything on the screen. And once you click something, good luck finding it again. The oldest wise men do not know how to delete destination from Lexus SatNav.
With obligatory making fun of the Lexus infotainment system out of the way, let's move to the incontestable advantages of the new ES.
Comfortable, and comfortable. The suspension soaks up imperfections on the road, the soundproofing is superb even at higher speeds and during strong winds. The seats are highly adjustable and comfortable and have 3 memory settings. My only complaint is about the headrest angle. It's especially uncomfortable for women with the hair tied up high, but even I would like it to be a few degrees back. Still, not a deal breaker. The steering is pleasantly heavy and precise, but not twitchy. Driver aids correct rather than irritate. Perhaps they are not as advanced as those in the German rivals or in Volvo, but they are good enough. Visibility is fine for this big a car, though shorter drivers may complain about the high window line. That's the German way. Apparently, high window line gives you a sense of security, sort of like driving a tank. I guess it's a matter of personal taste. You can raise the seat or get used to it.
In some markets, the ES is available with a 2-liter turbo petrol engine or with a 3.5-liter V6. In Europe, we only get the 300h, which is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder hybrid producing 218 horsepower. That's the same powertrain like in the slightly smaller Toyota Camry. The 0 to 100 km/h time is 8.9 seconds, making the ES the slowest among its competitors with comparable engines. Volvo S90 with the 190 horsepower petrol engine is the second slowest with 8.7 seconds. BMW 5 Series, on the other hand, with 252 horsepower engine, is the fastest at 6.2 seconds. But even if you take the 520i instead of the 530i, BMW is still going to be quicker than the Lexus. Even the 184 horsepower E-Class is quicker from 0 to 100 km per hour.
But that doesn't mean Lexus feels slow. It's quick enough when it comes to overtaking. Only once you really floor it, you start hearing it's a CVT. Driving normally, it feels like any other gearbox. You even get paddle shifters if you want to simulate changing gears, which is absolutely pointless because Lexus ES and most Lexus cars, they're for relaxed driving. You chill and you listen to your favorite tunes or podcasts. Now, I'm no audio expert, so I'm not going to give you the high, mid, low tone mumbo jumbo, but to me it sounds as good as whatever Audi, BMW, Mercedes and Volvo have to offer. I'll go back to what 300H stands for, and that's the hybrid drivetrain. During my week with this car, I drove it for about 500-600 kilometers, 100 kilometers on the motorway, 100 kilometers on back roads like this, and the rest in the city. The result I got was below 6 liters per 100 kilometers combined. Google it, whatever it is in MPG. I got about 7 on the motorway. We're talking about a limousine weighing 1800 kilograms. This should drink like a tank, but instead it's very economical thanks to the hybrid drivetrain. Here I'll do a brief comparison for those of you who are confused by all these mild hybrids and PHEVs. We'll start with the classic, let's call it hybrid powertrain, which Toyota and Lexus are famous for. Recently, Toyota confused the hell out of everyone, calling it a self-charging hybrid to distinguish it from other hybrids, or basically PHEVs. Forget the self-charging hybrid because that's confusing. Let's call it a classic or typical hybrid. Here, the internal combustion engine and the electric motor work in tandem to optimize use and maximize fuel efficiency. Depending on the situation, the car can be powered by the ICE, the electric motor, or both. The ICE remains the main source or mode of propulsion, and the electric motor can be used, for example, as the car takes off or when more power is needed under strong acceleration. Excess kinetic energy is then recuperated and stored in the batteries, which in case of Toyota and Lexus live under the rear seat. A mild hybrid is a less efficient system used mainly by car manufacturers in recent years to meet emission standards without sacrificing performance. These are often 48-volt systems which give a slight boost under hard acceleration and maintain onboard systems when the car is coasting and the engine shuts off. However, the wheels are never driven solely by electricity. And then there are plug-in hybrids or PHEVs. That's the classic hybrid with additional batteries that can be charged from an electric socket or by excess energy from the ICE. A PHEV can usually drive a couple of dozen kilometers on electric power alone. When the battery is drained, it goes into classic hybrid mode or can be recharged. Using the engine to recharge may not be the most efficient way to go about it, but it makes sense on the motorway and when you later know you'll be driving through, let's say, a zero emissions zone.
Examples: mild hybrids include, for example, the new Mazda 3, Audi A6, Range Rover Evoque. PHEVs are, for example, Mini Countryman Cooper SE or Mercedes-Benz GLC 350e. As far as classic hybrids are concerned, Toyota started it with the Prius, but now most of Toyota models have a hybrid variant, like the new RAV4 or the Camry. Interior. The high window line may make some drivers feel claustrophobic. I'm not saying the place is tight, but if you like more space, check out Volvo S90 or Mercedes-Benz E-Class. The glove box is tiny. There is more storage under the armrest. This is where the induction charger is located, but if you have a larger phone, check if it fits. Cup holders are in two places. One can hold larger bottles and the other one somewhat covers the phone holder. Next to it are a couple of USB ports under the cheapest of flaps. The instrument cluster is virtual, but with a physical halo which moves to change the display style. Onboard computer is relatively easy to use, at least compared to the infotainment system.
In the back, it's very comfortable. There are tons of legroom and sufficient headroom. Passengers in the back will have to rely on front passengers as far as adjusting temperature is concerned, because there are air vents but no climate control settings. There is, however, a 12-volt socket and two USB ports. There is also quite a wide armrest with some storage and some cup holders and a small ski hatch. However, if you plan to carry more than a pair or two of skis, then you better get a roof rack. And the seats, the backrests, they don't fold. You can open and close the tailgate by swinging your foot under the bumper. Lexus says the boot has 454 liters volume according to VDA, making it the smallest in its class. However, it looks much larger, and using a simple measuring tape, I got about 550 liters. Now, I've seen car manufacturers overestimate cargo size because of underfloor storage or spare tires, but it's the first time I see cargo volume being underestimated, underreported, and by some 20%. I assume the boot shape with alcoves and many angles does not perform well in VDA measurements, where 200 by 50 by 100 millimeters blocks are used. And it's a good thing there's a power tailgate, because if you close it manually, you'll hear this.
Lexus ES 300h prices start at €48,000. This test car is an F-Sport model starting at €57,000. There are some options on it: sat-nav, larger infotainment display, HUD and acoustic windscreen, bringing the grand total up to €62,000. The F-Sport doesn't get a 360 camera.
If a comfortable, quiet and economical limousine is what you're after, then definitely give Lexus ES a try. Just don't expect sporty handling or cutting-edge gadgets. And do you like the Lexus ES? What's your favorite car in this segment? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe, rate and share. Join me for new reviews every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.